before the break, Richard Gough scored his first goal for Spurs. After the restart, though, Watford rallied strongly, and Mark Falco, the former Spurs player, made a goal-scoring return to his old club. That left Watford with 19 minutes to save the match, but Spurs just held out to win 2-1. Well, elsewhere, 11 players were sent off in England and Scotland today, including 4 in the match between Sheffield United and Portsmouth. 3 Portsmouth players, Gilbert, Tate and Dillon and Peter Beagrie of Sheffield United, all went in the first half. Portsmouth lost 1-0 after completing the match with 8 players. In Scotland, Ian Porterfield was trying to continue his unbeaten start as Aberdeen manager when his team met Hibernian, themselves with a new man in charge, Alex Miller.
Aberdeen opened with the confidence that comes from an unbeaten run since Ian Porterfield took the helm half a dozen games ago. Robert Connor came close to putting them in front after some trickery on the right by teenage winger Joe Miller. New Hibs manager Alex Miller took his side to the sunshine of Seville during the week, and as Aberdeen let their early superiority slip, Paul Kane came within inches of hotting things up. In the second half, former Scotland goalkeeper Alan Rough saved from in the clear Davy Dodds, although the striker might think he should have done better. Midfielder Billy Stark is Aberdeen's top scorer, and his winner with 7 minutes left was another demonstration of his opportunism. It also keeps Porterfield's team in touch at the top of the table.
Last week, only 3 goals were scored in the Premier Division. This week, 26, including 7 for Hearts and 6 for Dundee. Celtic drew 1-1 at Motherwell, and they're 5 points clear. A hat-trick of tries by Gary Schofield has put Hull into the semi-finals of Rugby League's John Player Trophy. Hull beat Bradford by 20 points to 8, with the Great Britain centre scoring his 3 tries in the second half.
Oh, there's another mistake. Is the master poacher in there, Gary Schofield? Yes, he is. Oh, interception. He's away. Who is it again? Gary Schofield. Oh, nice slip by Holmes to Ford. Oh, it's a bad one. I'm just looking who it is. It's that man, Gary Schofield again. Well, is this going to be his hat-trick? Yes, he's got the legs on him. What a performance and what a try.
With 12 days to go till Christmas, today's been one of the busiest in the shops. In Northern Ireland, the queues have been swelled by people from the Irish Republic. Higher inflation and rates of VAT in the south mean they can save considerably on their Christmas shopping.
The bargain shoppers travel the length of Ireland in organised groups. Everything is cheaper in the north, particularly beers and spirits, toys and televisions.
Anybody else there? 2.95. Pounds or punts. We'll take anything at all.
The beleaguered economy of the Republic is further hurt by this flight of cash north. A group of women from Cork left home at 2 a.m. to join queues outside Newry shops already opening an hour early. In part, it's a day out. But the savings are generous if you spend heavily.
£200.
And what do you reckon the savings are?
About 100.
And this is the second time you've been up?
Yeah, second time in 3 weeks.
The food stalls are jammed. Prices are often 50% cheaper. And the danger of IRA terrorist attacks hasn't deterred the thousands from the Newry streets. There's more worry about new restrictions on beer imports being imposed by the Irish Customs. The Revenue Commissioners say only 12 litres can be imported. No single present can top £55. But mainly the customs men are after the commercial smugglers. South of the border, 2 young political activists tried without success to persuade Irish shoppers to stay south with their money.
And now back to the fire at the Penta Hotel near Heathrow Airport. The fire brigade say that the blaze is now under control and no one is missing. And that's the news tonight. From David and me, good night.
Is the government campaign on how to avoid AIDS putting across the right message? And is enough being spent on research? and on treatment of the thousands who already have the virus. The Secretary of State for the Social Services, Norman Fowler, will be joining me to discuss that. And as 1986 comes to an end, with Roy Jenkins and Brian Gould, I'll be looking at the prospects for all three parties as they go into what most people think will be an election year. So join me for This Week, Next Week, tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Good evening to you. Tomorrow looks like being the brighter of the 2 days this weekend, with bags of sunshine across the country and most places staying dry through daylight hours. And we've got a very flat ridge of high pressure to thank for that. But across the other side of the Atlantic, this system here is limbering up at the moment. That's going to develop quite dramatically in the next 12 hours and sweep rain into western parts tomorrow evening, and then wet and windy weather across all parts of the country on Sunday night. We can see the rainfall at the moment, patches of showers in the southwest and up in the northwest as well. As we go through the night, we're going to find those showers tending to fade away, still a few around though. Then this band of rain sweeping in from the west, across many western districts anyway, throughout Sunday evening. So these showers in the southwest continuing for much of the night, and further showers up in northwestern parts of the country, but with fairly clear skies inland. It is going to turn a little bit misty in a few places, and there'll be a widespread frost as well. In some places in Scotland, temperatures down to -5 degrees, about -2, -3, perhaps even low in well-known valley bottoms in England and Wales as well. So a very frosty night indeed. Tomorrow then starting off on a pretty bright note, any mist and fog soon thinning and clearing away. But there will be these showers still up in the northwest of Ireland and up in northwestern parts of Scotland through the morning. And then during the afternoon, although most places will stay sunny, you'll find some rain getting into these extreme southwestern parts. It'll be a cold day despite that sunshine, 7 degrees being just 45 Fahrenheit.
Wendy Hiller, Harry Andrews and Maurice Denham are on BBC2 now in the first part of the dramatisation of Vita Sackville-West's novel All Passion Spent. Here on One, in a moment, Saturday night at the movies with The Beastmaster.
Tomorrow's Everyman is Candle in the Dark, a meditation on the paintings of Georges de la Tour, shrouded in mystery for 2 centuries and now regarded as masterpieces.
Clément de Ris, historian, 1859. To which artist can one attribute this work? Certainly French, and of the first half of the 17th century, to judge by the costumes. But I haven't the presumption to say. Don Calmet, historian, 1751. Claude Duménil de la Tour, native of Lunéville, excelled in painting by candlelight. He presented a painting to the king that so pleased him that he banished all other paintings from his bedchamber.
The fact that La Tour's life seems to have been hidden in obscurity for many years suggests that almost by some strange process he himself has entered one of his canvases and became cloaked in the darkness which he was so eager and so willing to depict.
Everyman, Candle in the Dark, tomorrow at 10:05 on BBC1.
At 11 o'clock, we join David Vine in the Grand Hall Olympia for international show jumping. First, though, he must wait until we've spent Saturday night at the movies. Unless, that is, he wants to argue with the Beastmaster